Hey, we are live. Happy
Happy
Friday.
Friday. Welcome back.
It's fucking brick
It's
outside.
fucking cold, boy. I hope everybody's home, warm, not outside freezing your ass off because I know I hate being outside in the cold.
Yeah, you actually despise being out in the cold. I
Yeah.
actually think that you have like an allergy to it.
So, funny thing is that I actually love the cold. Okay. I
Mm.
love the winter. I love the snow. I love being outside in the cold. I just don't like being cold. So I don't, for some reason, my body doesn't respond well to being cold.
Okay.
So as long as like my certain parts of my body are warm,
Hmm.
I could be outside just fine. But as soon as those things get cold, I'm done. Forget
Those
about it.
things.
Those things. We shall not speak those name of those things. But as soon as I get cold, I'm done. I say you might as well just hang me up to dry because I'm finito.
Well, welcome back to another Shit Talk Fridays. I'm actually your host, Gina.
And I'm Evo.
And tonight, again, we are sober. But we just actually want to say we hope everybody had a great week.
Yes.
You really got to do what it is that you wanted to do, and because I know I did, and that's not a lot, but I got to do it.
It's been a hell of a week.
Yeah, it actually has
That it
been.
has. Very
uh
interesting.
so we're not drinking alcohol for quite some time, so we have another virgin drink for us, but in the spirit of Valentine's Day, we decided to make a virgin Valentine's Day drink. And please don't come for me, because I say that word all types of all fucked up. So I'll tell you what's in our drink tonight. It is a basically, I guess, like a virgin spritz of some sort. So it has Trader Joe's ginger beer, blood oranges muddled with mint, and garnish of blood orange and mint, topped with
It
ice.
looks delicious.
I mean, I hope it tastes good because honestly, I was muddling the shit out of that stuff. So we'll see how that works
Better
out.
you than
But
me.
cheers.
Cheers. That is very good.
That is actually very
That is actually
refreshing.
very good, very refreshing.
I'm actually really, that tastes really,
It's
you
like
know
a
what's,
summertime drink.
what's really crazy is that we actually do not drink these drinks before we get on the
No.
live, and we taste them
Yeah.
for the first time. I'm waiting for the day that we taste it
We're
and
like,
we're like, "Oh, this is not good."
can you just check the YouTube for a second?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we're up.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about what has more happened to me more recently, and I have learned via social media that bitches don't want to be heard.
There's a movement to silence the women.
Yes. So it seems to be that a lot of the videos that we have posted on social media, especially TikTok, people have been coming at me basically saying that I'm loud, I'm annoying. And there was actually one comment where someone wrote, "This is why you strong women, oh, this is why nobody likes you strong women, because you loud and you ain't saying nothing."
Strong.
Strong.
Shit got muscles.
So I'm currently reading a book. I'm actually just about 20 pages out. And this book could have not come into my life at a better time, because I want to share with everybody what this book is. It is called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And guess what? All these people that don't want to hear me on TikTok and Instagram, I don't give a
I
fuck.
don't give a fuck. I don't give a single solitary fuck.
But I highly recommend this book for a lot of different reasons. But primarily, I recommend it because it just gives you a different perspective on a way to look at life. It teaches you what to really care about so that then you can focus on the things in life that are the most important to you. And there's actually a couple of sentences in the book that really stood out for me, and it said something to the effect of, you can't be of value to the people that mean something to you if you're not a fool to others. And I have definitely learned that through the course of my life, that you're not going to please everybody. But as long as the people who are near and dear to you understand you and love you, then just keep fucking pushing.
I feel like I've naturally lived my life by that.
You know, I have too, but I will say this. When you get that sort of commentary on social media, it is definitely not the easiest thing to not absorb some of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, a bitch don't give a fuck. But sometimes I'm like, okay, well, maybe this person may have a point. So I have to evaluate some of these comments.
I feel.
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're not interrupting.
Okay. I feel that you don't give a fuck when you're pushed to the point where you stop giving a fuck. Then you go to this zero fucks given realm.
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel that on the regular, you are very aware and concerned about your surroundings and how they affect you and how you mix with those surroundings on a daily basis.
Agreed.
And so I think that this book is very helpful for you because throughout our relationship, I've had to tell you many times to kind of just relax a bit.
Take it down a notch.
Just to do the Matrix. Just let it fly by you. You know what I'm saying? Just pull a Neo on them. Because that's how I live a lot of my life. Things they don't like, I don't know. Either they just go above my head or I choose not to give a fuck about them. There's a very little that actually stops me and it's like, whoa, like the fuck just happened, you know what I'm saying? Like where I'm really concerned about it. But then again, there's that's actually been it's actually been bad for me too in some ways, where I'm just not aware. I think that you're very aware of a lot of things, so a lot of things don't pass you by,
Yes, I am very sensitive to certain things.
I'm sorry, one more thing. It's like your net is so wide that you catch a bunch of other shit with it. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm getting bycatch.
Yeah, you're getting bycatch. So my net is like really short, and I catch what just comes close to me, and the rest of it is just like. Shoo,
I definitely have honed in on things quite a bit, but just to end it, a bitch don't give a fuck. I'm going to say what I want to say. And if you don't like it, just keep fucking scrolling.
You can suck my dick. As the our famous old dirty bastard would say.
Yeah. So that's all I have to say about that. Again, I recommend The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It is a great book. It's a quite quick read. I got it maybe 4 days ago, and I'll probably be done by tomorrow. I want to welcome a few people to the stream. What's up, George? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Mark? What's up, Monty? Nice to see you. And Frank, always nice to see you. And Mark says, every Friday, Evo pulling out the squeaky clean pumps.
Thank you, sir.
And then Monty said that you calling me sensitive, which I would say that you definitely have the 100% right to call me sensitive because you know me at the core of who I am. And a bitch is very sensitive. For the right reasons.
But nobody will know.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. That's the one thing about Gina. I know she's sensitive. But if you ever were with her out in public, you would never know that these things are either on her radar or have affected her. She's got the only poker face. I swear you would kill it, down at the casinos. Yeah. But I just know you personally, so I can tell.
Yeah. And Frank says apparently you have a sneaker plug. You trying to get a sign by Adidas.
Keep that on the low. Keep that on the low.
And then Mark says that every guy loves a girl who speaks her mind. And Mark, I would beg to differ because a lot of men on social media have told me to shut the fuck up.
Sit down. That's what they were trying to tell you.
Told me to shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
And like I said, I don't give a fuck. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to say that, and I wanted to recommend the book. It was just funny because they kind of went hand in hand.
Yeah. It takes a man cut from a particular type of cloth to be with a strong woman.
Yes, I would agree. I'm not gonna say that.
Not a lot of men want a woman who's got, and maybe not. Maybe I'm over speaking when I say not a lot of men, but I mean, a big majority of men don't want a woman who, um, really has a forward thinking head of her own.
Yeah.
I don't need nobody. I'm very independent. I could
Mm-hmm.
do it on my, with you or without you type of personality. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, because men are providers at the core.
Mm-hmm.
So dependency is something that they rely on to feel like providers.
Yeah.
And so to have a woman that's dependent on you kind of plays on that. And so when you have a woman that's very vocal, very headstrong, and doesn't depend on you, or gives off the vibe that she doesn't depend on you, that almost makes a man feel like he's not a man in a
Yeah.
sense. You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, you basically got like a chihuahua in your pocket. We go places and I hear things I don't like. I just be looking at Eva like, tell me when to bark.
Yeah.
I'm going to start barking right now. You know what I thought about when you were sharing that? I thought about the time when we were buying a house. Our mortgage broker, we sat down and we were going over the financials, and I let him talk for like, I don't know, 20 minutes. And then I was like, okay, you done now? Yeah, so talk to me about this, talk to me about this. And then this minus this equals this. And he just looked at me and he went, oh, I like you.
So, in a nutshell, the one of the advantages of being with a woman that's very headstrong and aware of what's going on is in that case, or like when we went to go sign a lease for the car. When we went to no, I'm sorry, not the car, but we have signed like financial stuff together,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm the guy that like goes after like the little shiny silver thing that's like waving in the air. You know what I mean? Like it catches my attention.
Sure do.
It catches my attention, and I'm just like, "What's that? Let me see that." And I'll like watch it, through the whole gimmick. And the guy's like, "Sham, wow, buy this for $5.99." You know what I'm saying?
Evo is that guy that when we go to Costco and there's someone that's going, meet us in the aisle for 15 minutes for this demonstration of these stainless steel knives. Evo's like, Gina, I gotta
Let's go take a look, right? So then they pull up. So then I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe I want to buy this. And they're like, all right, sure. So here, just sign here, And I'm like, and all of a sudden, that's when she comes in and she's like, hold up, let me see that. Glasses, microscope, and I mean, magnifying glass, all through the fine print. And I'm just sitting there like with a smile on my face, like,
I told you, you are basically walking around with a little chihuahua in your pocket.
I'm like, yep, you thought you had me, didn't you? Like, nope.
Nah, bitch. Okay, so Muncie says, I am too. People don't know people's story behind those curls and smiles. Yo,
watch
Muncie,
out.
that is 100. That is, I always say this is 100% true, but it's so true about me. A lot of people will judge me based on my appearance, and Lord knows I have stories to tell. And Sonia, welcome to the stream. Hello to you too, beautiful. And Mark says, I think strong women are attractive as long as they stay feminine. And George says, a weak man wouldn't want a woman like that, but a real man would realize this and want to take on the world together with his woman by his side. And George, I will say that is probably the first time that I have 100% solidly agreed with you. And Muncie says, my husband, he is like the submissive type, but he knows what happens. But he knows what happens pisses me off, and he grabs my arm. But it takes a lot to get me pissed. I ask a lot of questions. And then Mark says, Evil doesn't go out in those pumps unless he's bagging them up. And then Rain Day says, sorry I'm late. You are not late. Welcome to the stream.
Just on time.
Right? And so let's move on with some of our topics for today, because that was actually just like a PSA. I just had to let people know that I don't give a fuck, and y'all could come for me on social media because I'm not perfect, and I'm going to say things a lot of the times off the top of my head, and I'm not out to offend anybody, and I'm not out to hurt anyone's feelings. But the one thing I will say is this: what I say, if that makes you feel a certain way, I'm not responsible for that, because the person is responsible for their own feelings. So whatever you choose to do with those feelings, that's not on me. That's on you.
Yeah.
So my intention is to never hurt or offend anybody. But maybe there are times that what I say may do that to somebody, but I can't control someone else's feelings.
Yeah.
But yes, this drink is great. I'm going to keep drinking it.
It is great. And so
it's got ginger beer in it, and like,
it's like a mojito.
That's
It is a mojito.
well, it's supposed to be like a blood orange mojito, but I'm actually like imagining that there's liquor in it right now.
That's wishful thinking. Well, so on the heels of the subtle art,
No, the
subtle art, excuse me, of not giving a fuck. This week, the elite hedge fund billionaires showed Wall Street and all retail traders, which is people like me, because I'm a trader for those of you who don't know, I trade stocks on the stock market and things like that, showed us all that they don't give a fuck. And I mean a big fuck. In case any of you are just not into finance and we're not really to invest, let me just give you a little insight of what happened this week on Wall Street. I mean, basically what happened is the equivalent to it's basically the equivalent of the Super Bowl, two teams playing each other. One team's losing, 2 seconds left on the clock, and the owners of the league decide that they want the losing team to win and just add another hour on the clock. Fuck it. Right in the middle of the game, right in the Super Bowl, everybody's watching, billions of people are watching, no fucks given, just throw another hour on the clock because they know if they lose, they're going to lose a fucking ton of money. That is the equivalent of what happened on Wall Street. Little details about it. Basically, this company called GameStop that was fucking...
GameStop.
Yeah, GameStop.
Sound like you said GameStop. Well, because it was GameStop. It was
GameStop.
No, it was GameStop's stock.
Yeah, it was GameStop stock.
Say that 3 times fast.
GameStop was a company that was basically going under, and these big hedge funds, I mean, they were betting against it large. I mean, they had a big bet that as long as by a certain date, the stock stayed under a certain price, they were going to win big. A bunch of retail traders, mainly college-age kids, formed a Reddit group and got together and figured out that if they put all their money together and got this stock to go above the price that the hedge funds wanted it to stay under, the hedge funds would lose big time and a bunch of money would then be transferred over to all the people that were buying into that stock. In a nutshell. And they did it. This thing is called the short squeeze. And they did it. And they rose the stock to GameStop. And I mean, in all, I think like $11 billion of money, wealth was transferred to these new age traders. And they couldn't stop it. It was like a freight train. And so this week, actually yesterday and today, the hedge funds got together with the brokerages and halted trading and restricted retail traders like us from trading on the free market. This is a free market.
Which is, to my understanding, totally illegal because you're
100% illegal.
Because you're manipulating the free market, which you cannot do.
It is a free market. And what's funny is that Wall Street...
Motherfuckers better go to jail.
The funny thing is that Wall Street, they've been fighting with the government on regulations. They fight with the government all the time about that it's free trade and they want to be able to trade it the way that they do. And they bankrupt hedge funds and they fuck up Wall Street. They're actually part of the reason why Wall Street and hedge funds are part of the reasons why the 2008 housing crisis crashed, and they just get bailed out. But when a group of retail traders get together and they do it, all of a sudden, no, stop it. Stop everything. This is not fair. We're losing money. This can't happen, which is a bunch of bullshit.
Nah, because you know what it is? Basically, that old money don't want that new money coming for shit.
Oh, let me tell you something.
They don't, listen, they're not trying to lose.
They're not going to lose.
These people in these large hedge firms, they're not trying to lose. Fuck their money. They're not trying to lose their power. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose their power, and the little man is threatening that.
Basically.
And the fact that the little man is threatening that, these tycoons are up there fucking in a scurry. They don't know what to do. They got the fucking, what is that thing? Like, what's that saying called? Like you got something stuck between your butt, like...
What you got, like lint between your butt?
No, like
you got a wedgie?
like I don't know. They're basically they're clinching right now. They're
Of
clinching
course
their
they are.
buttholes.
Of
Okay.
course they are. They got taken to school by a bunch of retail traders. And the beautiful thing about it is that they didn't see this coming. They were the era of a new generation of kids that have access to
So let's
endless.
not call them
Okay,
kids.
kids. Okay, young people,
Young adults.
young people, young adults. These are college. These are college aged
Yeah,
people.
they're young
I
adults.
mistakenly called them kids
Yeah.
because they're very smart. And what they did is they took advantage of the plethora of information that is available now to a generation that wasn't available before. And so this generation soaked up all of this information throughout time and became smarter and smarter and smarter until it got to the point where it fucking blew its top. And it hit them like a fucking freight train. And these hedge funds, with their quantum computers and their ability to be able to be involved with these brokerages and get trades in at milliseconds before we do as retail traders and always have a leg up.
Meanwhile, they just got taken out by a Reddit group.
They just got housed by a Reddit group. And let me tell you something. Joyous are the people right now. I mean, the victory that has happened, it's a small victory. It has to go. May have won the war, but may have won the battle, but we have not won the war. That was a battle because there was a battle going on GameStop for quite some time where these traders were driving up their stock and these hedge funds were trying everything they could to stop it, and they lost. They lost big.
And all I know is that I don't. Sorry, I don't mean
to
interrupt. All I know is that these motherfuckers better go to jail. Somebody better go to jail.
Well, I would like to think.
Because they lying in bed together. The hedge funds are lying in bed with these firms.
Yeah.
And they got together and halted these trades. That shit is 100% illegal. There's no way around it. You cannot manipulate the free market. Motherfuckers better go to jail. And if they don't, we riding in the streets.
Yeah. I'm not really sure how this is going to go down because we're talking about billionaires that were involved in this. And we all know that, money talks and bullshit walks. And I have a feeling that, there's going to be some freaking, entry level computer science kid that works in the department at Robinhood is going to be hung to dry as the one who hit the button to halt the trading. You know what I mean? I have a feeling it's gonna be they're gonna hang somebody. They're gonna make somebody the scapegoat, and this is all gonna go away. I hope that it doesn't happen that way. I hope these people are held responsible because they have literally taken away what's our free rights in this country and turned it into something that I've never seen before. It's a total disgrace.
Let me read some comments. So Rain Days, she's saying that it's amazing. People took over the market. Hi Moo, welcome to the stream. And Frank says Gina protects her loved ones 100%. Oh yeah, you're selling knives to my man. you thought? And then Rain Day says it was billions.
Yeah, billions.
Mark was asking us what we were drinking. He says sounds lush. I'm on a 16-year-old single malt Lagavulin scotch.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of this. Goddamn UK always having some shit that I never heard of. And Rain Day is saying power to the people. And George is saying, this is the first time I agree with you, Gina. Oh, I fucking love that. And Frank is like, here we go. I came here to hear what Evo has to say about GameStop fiasco. Teach us, Professor Evo. And right prior to that, Mark was asking, do you make a living out of trading stocks? And then Mark is also saying, so true, so much corruption. And then Joseph, welcome to the stream. And then he says, I ride with GameStop.
Yeah, well,
poor GameStop. Like, listen, there were so many videos out and memes out already of people talking, about how GameStop's employees are like, where's my money at, bro?
The stock of GameStop went flying through the roof, and all the employees are wondering, like, because I'm sure some of them hold stock in the company.
You want to actually hear a really good, like a really interesting, like little tidbit? Gina used to work for GameStop. Remember?
Yeah. Actually, I do remember that.
GameStop actually was a really fun job, and I'll tell you why. I am a big gamer. And when you work for GameStop, I mean, I don't know, this is like, God, we're going back 20 years. But when you work for GameStop, at the time that I worked there, you were allowed to take games home for like a week or so just to play them. And they did that to encourage you to have the knowledge on the game. So like every week I was taking home a different game. I remember when the first Madden came out that was first person perspective
Yeah.
in like 2000, 2001, and like it was just so crazy some of the evolution that I watched happen with video games while I worked there. So Joseph, I'm with you. I ride with GameStop too.
Listen, I love GameStop, and I love what they provided as a service. I really didn't like the fact that like how much they devalued the stuff that you brought back to sell.
Yeah.
It was really fucked up. But I guess these hedge fund managers finally got a taste of that.
Yeah.
They
Well, fuck them.
they put their money into something, and then when they went to go get it, it was worth a lot less. Little GameStop for you there, buddy.
Frank says the moves the hedge funds made show us that the market is always a scam.
Yeah.
As soon as we keep up the pace, they switch it up on us.
Listen, they did more than switch it up on us, man. They pulled the rug out from underneath us.
Yeah.
If they literally had to stop us from trading, or else they were gonna lose it all. They were gonna go bankrupt. They were being. It was like a white squall came. Like these guys, they're in, with their big fishing vessels in the ocean, crab fishing or whatever it is, out in the freaking, the big blue sea, and all of a sudden, just a tidal wave came out of nowhere and hit them all. So it was the only thing that they can do. It's like they freaking broke the glass and hit the emergency button.
Like I said, I hope motherfuckers go to jail. I don't want to hear no shit like. People need to go to jail, but
yeah, and this needs to never happen again. Because
you think so?
Yeah, because
are you talking about what the hedge firms did, or what the retailer stock market traders did?
What was done by the brokerages, okay, with the hedge fund managers, and not so much what the stock people did, because the hedge funds, they've been doing this for years.
Yeah, but what the retail traders were doing wasn't illegal. What the hedge firms and that's illegal. Yeah. So that's what you mean. You hope that never happens.
Yeah, I hope that this never ever happens again. You know what I mean? Because I'll be honest with you. It's not an easy thing being a trader. To answer Mark's question, I do make money in the stock market. But it's not enough to say that I can live off of it. You know what I mean? It's
not yet.
Not yet. I'm working towards that. But it takes a long time. It's a craft that you have to become a professional at. And the only people who do make it in the stock market and make a living off it are professionals. So it takes time in the chair. You really have to, and you have to understand, as a person, you're working against, big firms with quantum computers and stuff like that, and the chips are stacked against you, but people do it.
It sounds like you were gonna say the chicks are stacked against you.
The chicks are stacked against you.
And Mark is asking, how's main man Mateo? Mateo's doing really well.
He's chilling.
He's actually not with us tonight again. He's doing us a favor again and hanging out with our daughter. She gets kind of lonely. We feel so bad. And she kind of needs a buddy. So he's doing us a solid.
Yes, sir.
But I will tell him that you asked for him. And Star, welcome to the stream.
What's up, Star?
And then Mark says, man, the corruption is so blatant and so disgusting to see, especially with so many people struggling.
Yeah.
Yo, I think that's exactly why this happened. I think the little man got tired of getting it fucking put to him, and he put it to the people up top. Because, the 1%ers, I think they walk around like their shit don't stink. And I think for the first time, they got a taste of their own medicine. Yeah. And, like what they do to the little man, and they don't like that shit. And now they're crying fucking all types of cries, how they got taken advantage of, which I think is uber funny.
Absolutely. Here's a tidbit detail that most people don't know. So Robinhood, which was the main brokerage firm that was involved in preventing people from trading these tickers. Tickers are the symbols that you use to look up these companies on the stock market. They were halting these tickers, retail traders, from trading these tickers. Not only that, let's say if I had an account with Robinhood and I had shares in GameStop, if I had 15 shares in GameStop, Robinhood was selling my shares without my permission, selling the shares to drop the stock price. That's how they were able. The stock, when they halted the trading, not only did they halt the trading, they were taking people's stocks and selling them to bring the stock price down because it was way too high over the price that the hedge funds were betting that the company needed to go under. So like total market manipulation. I mean, blatant. It doesn't get any more blatant than this. It's the most corrupt and illegal shit that I've ever seen, and it just it's like out in plain view. It's like almost like, like going out with a gun and shooting somebody in broad daylight.
Wow.
Like it has the arrogance. It's crazy. It's like somebody who does that obviously doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So that's basically, to me, the equivalent of what they did. They went out in broad daylight and just shot all retail traders. You're all dead. Nobody's coming in my house. All right, fuck all you. Give me all your money. And robbed them all in broad daylight.
Yeah. Like I said, and I'm going to say it one last time. Motherfuckers better go to jail because there's people rotting in jail for a dime bag of fucking weed.
Yeah.
So
you going to jail now.
People better go to jail. But why don't we actually get into our topic for tonight? Because me, Evil, just ranted for a half an hour straight. I ranted about people don't want to hear my mouth. Evil ranted about the stock market.
I'm still mad about it. I mean, I was actually a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm really affected by it. Yeah. Thankfully, like I don't have an account in Robinhood.
I mean, you weren't affected by it, but you definitely.
No, I was affected by it because another company that they were involved with this thing was
Tastyworks.
AMC.
Oh.
AMC was another ticker, another stock that was part of this Wall Street Bets Reddit group that they were pumping. And so I had stocks in AMC, and today when they started crashing the stock, I was trying to get out, and it was a little difficult for me to get out. Like the platform was freezing. My order took a while to go through. I didn't really get the price that I wanted. When I sold it, I actually got a little bit less, because everything was lagging and they were manipulating the whole thing, So I was affected. I didn't lose as much as some other people, but that's the game you play when you play the stock market.
So Mark is saying that Mateo's blatantly out picking up honeys. That is definitely not what's happening with Mateo.
You know what? That's wishful thinking.
Yeah, right. And then Star saying, "Is anybody surprised though? And tell us why you mad, Evo."
I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, I knew they were crooks, but to go about it to this extent, the audacity is real.
Yeah. So let's get into our topic for tonight. Now that are you done with your rant?
Yeah, I'm done with my rant.
Okay.
Let's talk. Right. Let's switch gears a little bit.
And just a what is that called when you give like a disclaimer?
Yeah.
I fuck up this word regularly, so please don't come for me on the live. Just gonna say it now. I say Valentine's.
We're gonna switch gears a little bit and talk about the upcoming holiday and spread a little love. The good old Valentine's Day.
Is it Valentine's?
Valentine's? Did I say Valentine's?
No. You're saying it correct.
Yeah, Valentine's Day.
Right. It's Valentine's because it's Tines. Yes. I'm saying it like it has an M at the S because I don't fucking. I obviously don't know. Because
you ain't got no sense when it comes to Valentine's. Maybe it's because you think if you feel like it's Valentine.
I don't know, but Mark just said that Mateo's hitting it and quitting it. I'm sorry, I got so distracted when I read that because, Mark, only if you knew our son.
Yeah, well.
He's a cool dude, though.
Yeah, he's cool.
But, so maybe that's what it is. I'm putting the two together.
Yeah, you're like, it's Valentine. It's time for the Valen.
Yeah.
You're like, so it's Valentine. I get it.
It's also the street in me. Like, I've be fucking up words like that all the time. So, just God forgive me at this point. So, I may say it fucked up like 20 times during the rest of this live. So, please don't come for me. Because I have some friends that correct my grammar quite frequently. And I'm just apologizing ahead of time.
It is what it is.
But yes, please, let's talk about it.
All right. So, not sure if you guys know. I didn't know. Had no idea where Valentine's Day came from or how it started.
No fucking clue.
No fucking clue. Here I am celebrating a holiday, every year since I was like 12, I think.
Yeah, like probably like a preteen.
Yeah, like a preteen, and had no clue where it came from, what it was about, or where it originated. So I found out that Valentine was a Catholic priest. Or
okay.
A Catholic pastor, right?
No, Catholic priest.
A Catholic priest, yeah. He was a Catholic priest, and there was actually a couple of them. I think it was like 3 of them, but this one, most importantly, was the reason why Valentine's came to be what it was. Mm-hmm. So back in the Roman Emperor days, there was an emperor.
Roman Empire.
Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You know what? What would I do without you? Like you stay like making sure that I stay in line. I'll be fucking
Really?
shit up.
But you be letting me say shit fucked up.
That's why because you got that wide net and shit don't get past you.
Okay.
So there was a Roman emperor by the name of Claudius, and he believed that his soldiers fought better if they weren't married.
Oh, okay. So basically, he knew that if they wasn't getting no pussy,
Basically,
they would go to war. They would be
yeah.
less distracted.
They would be less distracted. They would probably had nothing to lose, so they were more willing to give their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he could have just did like they did in Game of Thrones and
yeah, just off with the nuts. You know, off with the whole shit. What was the name of that army? The
Unsullied.
The Unsullied. That's what he needed. He needed a bunch of Unsullied.
Yeah, but he decided to not allow them to get married.
Yeah. So his alternative to the Unsullied was to prohibit his soldiers from getting married. What's so funny?
I'm sorry, just the comments. I look at them and sometimes they're funny. So, oh God, let me help. Melissa says Evil wasn't getting Smurf Valentine's cards in the first grade.
Nope. Sure wasn't.
And then, hey, Edgar, welcome to the stream. Opening that religious Pandora's box again. Let it begin.
Let's
Here
go.
we go. Time to get canceled. But yes, go ahead. So this priest and this Emperor Claudius,
right?
He believed his soldiers fought better.
Claudius wanted his soldiers to fight better, so he prohibited them from getting married. Now, the marriage is a very sacred thing
in the Catholic Church.
In the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
So what the priest, the Pastor Valentine, ended up doing.
Priest Valentine.
Why do I keep getting that
Pastor
wrong?
and priest are very different.
All right, blah, blah, blah. Pastor, priest.
Yeah.
Priest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Priest Valentine, what he started doing is that he started marrying people in secret. Yes. And what ended up happening is that the Roman Emperor Claudius ended up finding out.
Oh.
Yep. And then so they imprisoned him, they punished him, and then they executed him.
Oh, they beat his ass and hung him.
Yes, they locked him up, beat his ass, and then they went off with his head. So this is the emperor that I was talking about. Okay.
He looked like a piece of shit.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a douchebag. You know what I'm saying? Like he reminds me of the kid from Game of Thrones, the one that was like he became the king.
You know what's so crazy is when you said this priest Valentine was marrying people in secrecy. The first thing I thought about was how the Targaryen married Eddard Stark's sister.
Right.
In secrecy.
Right.
They had a secret ceremony, and then that's how Jon Snow became Targaryen. But anyway, yeah, that's what I thought about. So that was the emperor.
Yeah, that was the emperor. And so this is Saint Valentine. And this man right here, hats off to him. I mean,
the priest.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
this dude got killed for love.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He did it all. He did it all for love. Doing it all. Doing it all for love. And so he put his life on the line. He put his life on the line, possibly knowing that he was going to die for this. And he did it anyway. And he ended up getting killed. So,
if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Catholic Church then basically make him a saint, Saint Valentine?
Yeah. So real quick, so this is what ended up happening to him.
Because oh Jesus Christ.
But look, the man was so much about love that his neck actually formed a heart.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what really happened, but yeah. So he became
So he died for what he believed in, and so this made him the patron. Of Saint Valentine.
Oh, okay.
And so that's how we came with Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And so at some point, his death he was celebrated as a martyr, and Valentine's Day was created to celebrate how strong love can be.
You know what's funny though? I mean, I find it funny that he was given that title because he was marrying people, but all right, marriage was so sacred to the Catholic Church. However, a lot of people that were getting married, they weren't really even in love with each other. Like they were getting married because Susan's family had 7 goats and Billy's family had 10 goats. So if they got together, they would have 17 goats. and they could have a farm, and that shit ain't had nothing to do with fucking love. And then this dude lost his motherfucking head because of
He
it.
sure did. And so somebody was asking Melissa. So Melissa wants to know, how did Cupid get involved? So you know what's funny thing? I looked it up, and Cupid is actually more of a story of gods and goddesses.
Yeah, he's from Greek mythology.
He's from Greek mythology. And so because that's more of like, mythological type of stuff, I really didn't want to get into it because this is actually more factual, and I'm just interested in stuff like that.
He interested in the truth.
I'm interested in the truth.
And Star says they love cutting off people's heads back then.
Oh, hell yeah. Off with his head.
I kind of wish that you could still do that shit.
Just off. Yo, these people, hedge funds, off with their heads.
I'm probably going to get dragged for that too.
Listen, fuck them. Fuck them all. So, some time passed after that, and believe it or not, the Valentine's Day wasn't started until the 15th century.
The 15th century?
Yeah.
Or did you say that?
So it was started in the 15th century. It was popularized in the 17th century, and then mass-produced in the 19th century.
Which means that's when they started worrying about the coin.
That's when the economic revolution started happening. They were like, "Yo, we can make money off this, bro."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can get this currency. You can get this currency flowing.
We can get this. We get this money.
Yeah. You ever realize that currency? The reason it's called currency is because it flows. And money, it doesn't do nothing if it's not flowing like currency. If you put,
look at you dropping that knowledge.
If you put money on a table and let it sit there, it does nothing. But if you make it flow through the economy, like currency, then it does what it's supposed to do.
So Edgar's saying the Roman Empire did not recognize Christianity, and Valentine was considered a martyr and later recognized as a saint. And then Mark is saying it's just another commercial holiday.
Yep. It is. It's definitely another commercial holiday, but a very, very profitable holiday. Turns out that it's an $18 billion industry. Believe it or not, which is, I couldn't believe how much people...
Do you remember what the statistic was for Halloween?
I think it was more than that because I think Halloween was the top grossing holiday in the country.
Was it?
Yeah, I believe it was.
I remember you gave me that statistic, and I was like so fucking wowed by that.
The numbers were real. Was
$18 billion.
Yeah, $18 billion. It's a $18 billion industry. Valentine's Day. Yeah. This guy gave his life, and in return, we got an $18 billion industry. And so, out of that $18 billion, on average, a man spends $175 on a woman, and a woman spends about $75 on a man. These are average statistics.
170. The man spends 170.
On average, on Valentine's Day, I'll spend about $175 on a woman. I mean, obviously, some men spend a lot more, some men spend a lot less, and so that's how you get to the average. And the same thing goes for women. It's roughly about $75. And I did not know this, but about $9 million of that $18 billion is actually spent on pets for Valentine's Day.
Aww.
Yeah, so
people getting their cats and their dogs.
Yeah, even pets are getting love.
Aww.
So
that's so cute.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, man. I mean, it sucks for the people that are not getting gifts to know that there's animals out there getting Valentine's Day gifts.
There's probably a lot of people out there like me who just ordered a heating pad for their cat on Amazon.
Yeah, well, but listen, I mean, for the people out there who don't have Valentine's Day, this one's for you.
You mean for the people that don't have a Valentine's significant other?
For people who, all of you guys have a Valentine's Day. All of you guys who don't have a significant other to celebrate Valentine's Day for, we have a what do you call those things? A little advertisement. We have a
clip.
We have a clip. Just
we have a clip for you.
Ready for you.
But this is what we think people should be doing if they don't have maybe a significant other that they want to share Valentine's Day with. Is that what you're saying?
Once a year, Donna and I spend a day treating ourselves. What do we treat ourselves to?
Clothes.
Treat yourself.
Fragrances.
Treat yourself.
Massages.
Treat yourself.
Mimosas.
Treat yourself.
Fine leather goods.
Treat yourself.
It's the best day of the year.
The best day of the year!
I love that so much. One day a year, you know what we do? We like to treat yourself.
That's it. You got to treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you don't love yourself, nobody will. And so, all of that led me to ask myself, how the hell did chocolate become such a big part of Valentine's Day? That was an interesting question. I just thought, I was like, why is, so I'm learning about Valentine's Day and, Emperor Claudius and St. Valentine's and how it all happened. And I'm like, what the fuck? How did chocolate come into play? So it turns out that chocolate is an aphrodisiac. So,
Oh yeah, that's actually, you know what? Last year, before COVID, we had a really amazing Valentine's Day night rather, and the hotel we stood in, that was one of the things that they gave us.
yes, they gave us chocolate as an aphrodisiac. And so it was actually the Aztecs who discovered chocolate as an aphrodisiac, and they used it a lot. And
Oh, they was getting freaky.
yeah, they use it as a substance that inflames the desires and makes their beloveds want to be more romantic.
Oh, okay.
So somehow that mixed with people getting their heads chopped off got together and created an $18 billion industry.
I love how things evolve over time,
Yeah,
right?
it's like, it's funny. You learn the history of this stuff, and then it's like, God damn it! Like, how did that even happen?
Goddamn 47.
Goddamn 47. It's funny about like things that you say or you celebrate now that when you find out the meaning of them, you're like, whoa, like, is that even real? Like, for example, did you know that where the meaning "Saved by the Bell" comes from?
No, but let me hold that thought.
Yes.
Muncie's asking, have we ever heard of the sweetest day?
I have not.
I never heard of that. Please elaborate. And then Mark is saying, so true, so true. Women love chocolate like elephant love buns. I have no idea what the fuck that means. But please tell me, where did the saying "Saved by the Bell" come from?
The saying "Saved by the Bell" came from people when back before they started embalming people and before morticians became really good at what they were doing. There was a problem with people getting buried alive. People would get buried and somehow like not be fully dead. Yes.
What in the fuck?
Yes. So whatever.
This is very morbid for something that's
Right. So, but what ended up, it's just funny how like you learn the history of things and they're part of your daily life, and then you find out that the history is something totally
different
than what you knew about it. So they would put a bell in the coffins, and as they were burying the people, if they heard the bell ring, that means the person was still alive.
Oh my god, that is fucking
Yes.
horrible.
And
evil.
they would be saved by the bell.
Oh my god. How do we go from talking about Valentine's Day to talking about people being in a coffin ringing a fucking bell?
To love and death.
My god.
It's all one and the same.
That's actually really fucking sad.
Yeah, it's crazy where these things come from. So I want to read some more comments. Edgar says Roman Empire did not recognize Christianity, and Valentine was considered.
I already read that.
I'm sorry. Can we? Where did we leave off?
I left off with women love chocolate, but then Mark said that they love buns, and then Melissa said elephants love buns. Like, and then Edgar says, as a single person, don't need a day to make myself feel extra special.
Hey, and that's great, brother, man. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you go around every day feeling great about yourself, man, you cannot hate on that. And more people need that. Because there's a lot of people that are actually really salty on Valentine's Day. But, for the people...
We'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, for the people that, feel like, hey, listen, man, ain't nothing wrong with treating yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. So, some of the popular things on Valentine's Day is actually the most popular gift on Valentine's Day. What do you think that is?
I mean, we talked about this. It's fucking flowers.
Motherfucking flowers. I thought it was chocolate.
Really?
Yeah, I thought.
Nah, it's that, like, I feel like chocolate takes a second to flower.
That's what led me to look into chocolate. So, like, I was like, why is chocolate something? And so when I thought about what's the number one gift that people give on Valentine's Day, I thought it would be candy. It turns out I was wrong. It's flowers. And so $1.9 million is actually spent on flowers.
Yeah, because if a man is
Valentine's Day.
If a man on average is spending $175 and a woman is spending $75, then the man is spending more, and a lot of women get flowers.
Yeah, but a large portion of that is men getting raped on flowers, because they be jacking those prices. They be raping you on Valentine's Day for those flowers. Excuse me. And there's actually meaning behind how many flowers you get for Valentine's Day.
I thought you you weren't going to talk about this.
But I just wanted to like tap on it. It's kind of stupid, but I wanted to put it out there that there is meaning. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can Google it and find out what the meanings are of how many roses you give, like whether you give 1 or you give 3 or you give a dozen. There's a meaning behind every single one of them. I thought it was completely made up and stupid. So, but if you're curious and inquiring minds want to know, you can definitely look that up.
And Melissa's saying that she thought jewelry was the #1 thing.
Wow, good one. See, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out it's flowers.
I definitely thought it, like, I immediately thought it was flowers.
Yeah, flowers. Your eyes
you having a
lit
moment?
up the
You have some other stuff for
I
us?
gave you flowers.
Oh my God, Evil's having a moment
That
now.
was my song right there. So yeah, so another thing that I was thinking about is like, this year is a very interesting year for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's going to be very special to say the least.
The fact of the matter is that this is the first year that Valentine's Day will be celebrated in the midst of a pandemic. So, I started thinking like, what can you do for Valentine's Day in the midst of a pandemic? And so I brought you your 3 top Valentine's pandemic ideas. And so one thing that you can do if you want to make things a little bit more on the social distancing, COVID friendly style is bring the spa to home. And you can do that by getting candles, setting up the room with some candles, some scented candles if you like, for your significant other, playing some music, some massage music. You can actually look up massage music on Spotify, or you can actually, if you are friends with your significant other on Spotify, you can actually go into their Spotify and look up some of the music that they listen to, and then you can play that. Or you can even tell Siri to go in and just play some massage music, and then you can get yourself some aromatherapy oils, and get yourself some hot stones, which are pretty cheap. You can get them on Amazon.
I mean, what the fuck can you not get on
you can
Amazon
nowadays? You can get everything on Amazon. You get these little hot stones. You put them in hot water, and then you once they've been in hot water for a while, they heat up really good. You use the little tweezers over there. You take them out. You put them on a towel, dry towel. Let them cool off for a minute. Tap them off, and then just put them on either yourself or the person that you're massaging.
You pick up hot stones with a tweezer?
Yeah. Or you can do it with like a spoon or something like that. It's like they're like tongs.
Oh, okay. That seems awfully. I don't know. That just seems weird to me.
No,
I feel like a stone would just slip right the fuck out.
Well, it's definitely not tweezers, but I mean a tong. You could pick up a stone with tongs. But this is just one idea. If you're doing, you can either do this if you're a couple. You can do this if you're really close with your best friends. And you can actually do this by yourself. Bring the spa to home. Give yourself a therapy spa session at your house by yourself. Pour a drink, light some candles in the tub. Treat yourself. Can we just get it one more time?
Once a year, Donna and I spend a day treating ourselves. What do we treat ourselves to?
Melissa says she's gonna
Clothes.
Treat yourself.
Fragrances.
Treat yourself.
Massages.
Treat yourself.
Mimosas.
Treat yourself.
Fine leather goods.
Treat yourself.
It's the best day of the year.
The best day of the year!
That's right. Just treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's Valentine's Day doesn't mean that you have to have a bad time. You know what I'm saying? We got another thing that you can do is something called paint and sip, where you get some canvases. You can also get this on Amazon.
Yo, you plug in Amazon hard right now.
You know what it is.
You can go to Michael's and get one. You can go to the 99 store and also get a canvas. You don't have to go through Amazon. Jeff Bezos got enough fucking money.
You can get this on Amazon. Or you can. I mean,
I get one.
I'm an Amazon shopper. What can I say? Oh, I didn't even take us off. Shit. So you can get all of this stuff on Amazon. Yes. And you can get yourself a little canvas with some paintbrushes, a little plastic covers for your tables, some paper plates so you can mix the paint up with.
Oh, very artsy crafty.
Yeah, get a little artsy crafty going on. You know, it gets, you know, and just you sip it. You could do it, either do this with your friend or you could do this with your significant other. And if you're doing this with your significant other, this one's just for the fellas. If you're doing this with your significant others, others, maybe you have two. If you're doing this with your significant others, more than likely, she loves pizza. So, little tip for you here. What you want to do,
Want to be a baller, shot caller. You want to be dipping in the Benz.
you want to make a phone call to the pizzeria and tell them to make you a heart-shaped pizza.
Oh, that's actually really
Bro,
fucking cute.
You pull up with your little paint and sip arts and crafts. You know, pull out a pizza box and some brownies, and you open up that box, and you got a heart-shaped pizza in there, man. I'm telling you, brother, man, that's one on the board for you. Look at me, I'm dropping gems on you guys, all right, all of you.
Melissa said you don't fuck around with hot stones in the oven.
No, you don't. Is that from experience, Melissa? I'm not understanding what we just said. Put them in some hot water.
And Melissa said she felt it when she said mimosas. She's talking about the treat yourself. And Mark is saying another thing you could do is go out for the night, pick up some fly honeys, and have a proper biology lesson.
There you go.
Listen, treat yourself.
Treat yourself, man. Listen, that's the word of the day.
That's actually really cute. I like the pizza,
Yeah.
minus the pepperoni. But
Yeah,
I'm
of
with
course,
that.
you know. But I mean, I think the pepperoni adds like to the red color of Valentine's and love and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it just looks nice. I wouldn't be having any of that pepperoni, but
Do some peppers for me.
yeah, do something. I
Just
mean,
no
listen,
fucking
you
pineapple.
can do any topping that you want. This just looks more like a heart because it has the red
it's
inside
cute.
of it. It's very cute.
Okay,
you know?
so paint and sip. What else do we have?
Paint and sip and what else we have. And lastly, well, another thing that you can do, if you're not into doing the paint and sip and stuff like that, listen, take it.
Because I'm definitely not.
Yeah, if you're not into, and then you know, and you're by yourself or you're not celebrating Valentine's Day, take the day to do some stuff around the house, some DIYs that you've been waiting to do for a while. You know what I'm saying? Take the opportunity to, you know, upgrade, you know, your room, or maybe paint something that you've been trying to paint in your room for a while, or you know,
Show yourself some love.
yeah, show yourself some love. You know, rearrange your room, decorate something. You know, change your environment. So at the end of the day, when you sit back, relax, you feel good, something about you that you did for yourself. You know, treat yourself. And lastly, there's a game that you can play called the AND game.
The AND game, like
Yeah.
A&D.
The A and D games. This game right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this game is called the AND game, and it's a game for couples, new couples, long-term couples, and friends.
Yeah.
They have actually these games for each different types of relationships.
I actually think that they also have one for siblings.
They may. I didn't see that on their website. I took a look at their website, and I did see that they have 4 types of games, and so it was for new couples, long-term couples, friends, and I think you're right.
So tell us about this, Eva.
So basically,
Tell me more.
Tell me more. It's basically it's. Oh, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. So they have the couples edition, the dating edition, if you're just dating. They have the long-term edition and the friends edition. And they even have an app. So if you want to do social distancing, you can actually do this on Valentine's Day through the app, social distance, maybe on Zoom or something like that. You want to do it with a friend. Or if your significant other is somewhere far and they can't be with you on Valentine's Day.
But you're not telling them what the game is
I'm
about.
getting to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. I was just,
I was like, what are they doing social distancing?
Giving different ideas on how you could play this game. And basically, the game is it's a game that asks in-depth questions about who you are as a person. So basically, I would pull a card up. I serve myself 6 cards. You take 6 cards, and the cards that I have are asking you questions about me to see how much you know about me. And it's it's an interesting way for couples or people in relationships to get to know each other, to ask each other questions that they
friends.
or friends,
Yeah.
in relationships. You know, your friendship.
Yeah, I mean, but I just say friends because I don't think a lot of people would think friendship as a relationship. You're in some sort of form of relationship, but the cards allow you to know your friends deeper, or your significant other deeper, or the person who you're dating deeper.
Yeah.
Because it asks questions that really probe that way.
Yeah, and it's an interesting way to see how well your friend or your partner knows you, and maybe the questions are going to ask something that they may answer something that you didn't know about. You just never had a chance to talk about.
So Edgar's saying, I'm treating myself by watching the Daytona 500 while downing a 6-pack since it's on
There you
Valentine's
go,
Day this
Edgar.
year.
Treat yourself.
I've actually never watched the Daytona 500.
I have. I mean, I didn't watch it in its entirety, but I've definitely watched it or
I
come
mean,
across
isn't
it.
it like 20-something hours long or something? It's like 500 laps. Which is,
it's something crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know shit about shit when it comes to that, so I'm not even going to act like I know anything. I probably know something about that from watching Disney's Cars. Like, that's really all I know. And let's see. I want to just make sure. Okay, so Mark is saying that he's probably the only person that likes pineapple on his pizza, and Melissa's agreeing with him. So great. Now Mark and Melissa have something in common. And I don't know. I just can't. I'm not a fan of sweet stuff on my pizza.
Yes.
But that's just me, and to each their own.
Yes.
Was that all you had?
Yeah.
As far
So
as
that
things you could do?
that's all I got for things that you can do on Valentine's Day on your pandemic Valentine's Day ideas.
Right. So, obviously there are people who are not the biggest fans of this holiday. People who basically hate the fucking holiday. So I want to
Yes.
give you a couple reasons why people tend to dislike Valentine's Day. And one of the main first reasons is that the person perceives themselves to be the rebel. They're the person that is like, fuck that. I'm not going to adhere to this consumerism holiday. I'm not going to spend my money. I'm not going to waste my time. So they're basically trying to go against the grain. They're trying to stick it to the man. But my dude, if you broke, just say so. If you ain't got no coin to spend on your girl or your guy, just say so. Because there's so many other ways that you could still celebrate the holiday. Because when we think about it, isn't every holiday a fucking like a consumer holiday?
Pretty much.
Aren't all the holidays about capitalism? Tell me, me and Eva were actually talking about this earlier, but tell me one holiday other than Martin Luther King
There's one holiday.
where you are not spending money.
Martin Luther King's Day. I mean, there's nothing about Martin Luther King's Day that
involves spending
money. Spending money where they're trying to get you to go out and celebrate something that involves you spending money.
But for someone to say that they dislike Valentine's Day because they feel like they're then obligated to go out and spend money, that shit blows my mind, because literally every holiday is about that. Christmas is about spending money.
Yeah.
Halloween is about spending money. 4th of July is about spending money. Fucking Thanksgiving is about spending money. Easter is about spending money.
You say 4th of July?
Yeah, except 4th of July.
Yeah.
Literally every holiday is about
Labor Day.
There's literally no holiday they're not spending money. I honestly just feel like that these people got to stick up their butt, and they're trying to make it seem like that they don't adhere to these type of capitalistic things. So they don't
fight the powers.
Yeah, they don't like it. They want to be the rebel. Fine, great. Listen, like I said, if you don't got no money, find other ways to celebrate the holiday. I don't want to hear that shit. And then, I mean, obviously, one of the other big main reasons why a person will dislike Valentine's Day is because, one, they're single, or two, they're potentially not in a great position in their current relationship. So, what I want to know is, if you wait for Valentine's Day to come along to then say, I don't like this holiday, but it's because you're single or it's because you're in a relationship that you're not happy, why are you waiting for that holiday for that holiday to allow you to then feel that way? I'm just a little confused by that. So, like, you're basically saying that the holiday is trash, but in actuality, your situation to yourself is trash.
Right. Because, I mean, I think that if you were the type of person that you just generally loved yourself, you would take advantage of that day and you treat yourself.
And you treat yourself.
You treat yourself.
I don't think that the holiday would mean, honestly speaking, I have celebrated Valentine's Day single many times in my life, and I could really care neither here nor there whether or not it was Valentine's Day or if it wasn't, if I were single, if I wasn't, because at the end of the day, if you're happy with yourself, should it really matter?
Yeah, listen, I'll be honest with you. If I had to sit here and think about the times that I was actually upset about Valentine's Day, it was because I was upset that I didn't have someone. It was because I knew what it was like to spend Valentine's Day with somebody and how good it felt, and I didn't have that feeling at that time, and I was probably not feeling good about myself at the time
Yes.
as well. So then
So
it was almost like fuck this day.
so basically it's a reflection. It's basically a
Absolutely.
reflection on yourself.
Absolutely.
So people will look at this holiday and feel like they're being forced to look at the fact that they're alone, when in actuality they're being forced to take a look at themselves rather than not having someone.
Right.
Or they're being forced to look at how they potentially may not be happy in a relationship.
Right.
So they're just going to make it seem like Valentine's Day sucks when that's actually not the case.
Correct.
So I want to hear that shit. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
I'm going to read some
Yes.
comments, right? Okay, wait. So Edgar says, no, I've seen the Daytona 500 in person, not 20 hours long. Like I said, Edgar, I have no fucking clue. I don't even know where the fuck I got that from. And and then Melissa says they are the hipsters of V-Day. I'm not sure what that means. And Melissa says, Jay, if you watch cars, you watch the Daytona 500. You watch the Daytona 500. And then Mark says, is hitting and quitting it day about spending money? What? I don't even know what the hell. Mark is drinking that fucking drink right now.
Mark is saying that you can celebrate Valentine's Day without spending any money by just hitting it and quitting it. I think that's what he's saying.
I have no idea. And of course, Melissa says Groundhog Day.
There you go.
Is Groundhog... Okay.
Is that a holiday?
Is that like... okay, so look it up. Somebody look it up for me. Is Groundhog Day considered a national holiday?
Mm-mm. Banks are open on Groundhog Day.
Yeah, but banks are open on Valentine's Day.
But it's not then it's not a national holiday.
I don't know, but Groundhog Day is a good one. But literally, other than that and Martin Luther King, every other fucking holiday, you're spending money. Oh, God, here we go. Edgar says Flag Day, Arbor Day, National Pancake Day, not spending a coin. You not spending a coin on Pancake Day? You're not going out and buying pancakes?
I don't know. We love ourselves some pancakes.
And hey, Erica, welcome to the stream. And then Mark says, 03, I would rather tell her how much I love her without telling me that I should. Oh, well, again, I think that if you feel that the holiday is forcing you to do anything, that I feel like that's a reflection on you as a person.
Yeah, I mean,
because nobody's holding a gun to your hand. Ain't nobody making you do nothing.
Don't be peer pressured.
You should be in control of you are in control of your own emotions.
Right.
So if you're allowing something to affect your emotions, then is it the thing or is it you?
Oh, it's totally you.
Yeah. So, and then basically, I mean, overall, what it's saying is that if you dislike the holiday, you possibly can be a little melodramatic. You're basically feeling like a person can basically feel like that they can't live up to the expectation of what Valentine's Day is. So because they feel like they can't live up to the expectation of what the holiday is, they feel like they're being pressured.
Yeah. So they pick a fight with Valentine's Day.
Yeah. They're just like, Valentine's Day, let me just give you
Best
the one
way to get out of a situation is to pick a fight with it.
Yeah, but so basically the overarching of all of these things is that a person is going to look at the holiday and say that they dislike it because in actuality the holiday is making them reflect upon themselves. And I feel like you can say the same thing for Christmas. A lot of people are not happy at Christmas time because they don't have someone to share it with. Right?
Right.
So same thing on Thanksgiving. We were talking about that. We talked about this on a previous live. People will start going into cuffing season so that they can just get somebody to spend the holidays with so that they're not alone.
Right.
So again, I feel like it's really just like a reflection on who the person is themselves. And it's not so much that they dislike the holiday, because I'm more than sure that maybe at one time in their life they do maybe have a significant other that they can share the holiday with that they feel differently about. So maybe you need to dig a little bit deeper and understand your own emotions before you walk around talking about, you the fucking Grinch of Valentine's Day. I don't want to hear that shit. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
And then Edgar says Valentine's Day, not a national holiday. Oh, schools are open if it's during the week. So I don't even, maybe it's just a day that's observed, but it's considered a holiday, but it's not a national holiday.
Not a national holiday.
Right?
No, it's not a national holiday. Because like I said, I know that if the banks are closed, then it's a national holiday because everybody's off.
Yeah. But when we say national, do we mean we mean across the nation, right? Yeah, so like we don't mean worldwide because not every country celebrates. So national, we just mean United States.
I believe so, yes.
For you, it's always about if the banks are open because if the banks are closed, I'm not trading.
Yeah, if I'm trading, if the market's open, I'm trading.
Because if anybody knows what it's like to have someone that is a trader, like it's honestly sometimes the most annoying shit. But anyway, I personally am one of those people where I really don't necessarily care about Valentine's Day. I'm not like the person that's like, if I don't get everything and anything that I want, I'm gonna be aggy about it. I do like to spend the day nice, whether I'm with you or previous to when I was single. I like to enjoy myself. So I would encourage people who are not in a relationship, treat yourself. So whatever that consists of, find a way to show love to yourself. And I don't feel like you have to wait for the holiday to come, but if it just happens to come and maybe you're feeling like, oh, maybe I'm a little sad because I don't have somebody, just think about there's other ways to show love, and it doesn't just have to be about, Evil said earlier, you could buy something for your pets. You could call one of your friends that maybe is also single, or you can share it with a sibling, or you could share it with a child, or you could share it with a relative of some sort. There's so many different ways I think you could celebrate Valentine's Day that it doesn't mean that you have to be hooking up with somebody or you have to be with somebody.
Yes, exactly.
So, like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Listen, and if you really, 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 I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna say nothing. Please continue what you were going to say.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, I mean, if you're really hard up on being somebody, I mean, I don't even know if it exists, but you go on Craigslist, they got this little back page section. You find somebody there, no problem.
So let me just. So Mark says, "LOL. I think it's normal for people to feel alone at Valentine's Day if you're alone, but the reality is that everybody is different stage in their lives." Agreed. And Edgar says Valentine's Day is like Flag Day. And the comment repeated, and then Edgar says it's recognized but nothing is being closed for it. So I remember back in high school, like all of the girls would, they would feel like big about themselves because they got flowers or they got balloons on Valentine's Day.
It's like, oh, look at me,
Yeah. Meanwhile, I knew half of the guys that they were getting that shit from were freaking dirt bags.
Yep.
So, like, did it really matter that you got some flowers from that piece of shit? But, again, to each their own. But something that I wanted to share that I thought was going to be helpful for people if you are going to celebrate Valentine's Day with your significant other or someone, a relative or someone you care about. I thought that this was going to be a really good way to help you to maybe buy a gift for them or make the occasion more special. So, this is for the ladies and gentlemen. If you really want to understand any person, these are the things that I think you can do to really understand somebody. Number one, if they have a Pinterest, friend them on Pinterest and then go look at the things that they have pinned on their board. I'm more than sure you can go on Pinterest and you can find out what your gentleman or your lady friend or whoever it is likes to wear, likes to eat, likes to drink, what type of artwork they like. There's probably a plethora of stuff on Pinterest that it can help you understand better about the person that you're sharing Valentine's Day with. I think it's a great tool that people really probably don't think about. I'll actually share a story with you that I thought was really fucking amazing. So there was a girl that I worked with once upon a time that she was planning her wedding, and of course, like many brides to be do, they go on Pinterest and they pin things that they like, bouquets, dresses, whatever it is. He went behind her back and got all of the stuff that she had pinned, like he created a wedding for her, surprised her on a day. He and married her on that day. Got
Wow.
her the wedding dress that she wanted, got her the makeup artist that she wanted, got the place that she wanted, got the flowers that she wanted, had a camera
Pretty damn
crew
smooth.
and had a camera crew and everything. Like, I knew this girl, and then it went on YouTube and everything, and they were part of like this whole like surprise series.
Wow.
And they were the first couple. He was the first guy to do it, and he did it all through his wife to be's Pinterest.
See, now that's using your head right there.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a tool that a lot of people probably don't think that they could use. Now, if your partner doesn't have Pinterest, I have other ways that I think you could still figure out things about them. So, friend them on Spotify. Friend them on Apple Music. Figure out what type of music they like to listen to. What type of artists are they listening to? What type of songs are they listening to repeatedly? Because then maybe you could figure out, you could purchase them something or do something with them that is related to that particular either type of music, genre of music, the artist that they like. You can find some way to infuse that music into that day, whether it be you're doing something at home or maybe you purchase them something.
You're dropping gems on them tonight,
Yo,
boy.
listen, treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
So two other things that I think could really be helpful, and then there's one that I think we really just need to talk about, and then that'll close us out for the night. Look at the books that they're reading. Okay? The books that they're reading could be a really good insight on what it is the person has interest in. So if they're reading fantasy novels, maybe you want to get them a new fantasy novel. If they're reading self-help books, maybe you want to get them something that will help them based on the book that they're reading. Or maybe you could figure out what type of author they like. Whatever it is, take the time to look at these things to really understand the person that you want to share this holiday with. And like I said, it could be a friend. It could be a relative. If you look at these things, it'll help you really understand the person better. And last but not least, you going to say something?
Well, I was just going to say, Melissa commented on Facebook saying that she said if you follow her on her Pinterest, you'll be getting her kittens and hair dye.
Aw, me?
Anybody who does or
Melissa.
who's trying to buy her something from her Pinterest, they're going to be buying her kittens and hair dye.
Yeah, but guess what? Would she be happy
You
with
would
that?
definitely be happy with that, though, I bet, right?
Shit, I know I'd be happy if you got me kittens and fucking hair dye.
I'm sorry, and one of my family members from Argentina is saying hi.
Oh, that's cool.
Saludos.
Hang on one second. So, last but not least, look at the shows that they're watching. Are they watching Game of Thrones? Are they watching Euphoria? Are they watching The Wire? Bro, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I'm a huge Office fan. You give me anything Harry Potter, you give me anything Game of Thrones, you give me anything Marvel. You listen, a bitch is hype. Okay? So that is just like an easy in on what to get someone.
Hint, hint. If any of y'all looking to get gifts, for Miss Jean over here.
My birthday already passed.
Yeah, well, I mean, but listen, it's never too late for just a random gift.
I'll tell you this though, when you have a birthday in January, you get the trifecta. You get Christmas, you get your birthday, and you get Valentine's Day. It's like bang, bang, bang.
Oh, trust me, I know.
And for us, it actually even goes a little bit deeper. And our wedding anniversary is in May, and it's also Mother's Day, so you get like double whammy.
Oh my God.
But your birthday's also in May, so. So the one last thing that I want to talk about when it comes to Valentine's Day and how you can treat yourself is have an open conversation with your partner about sex and about what they enjoy and what they like and how they want to receive it. Because Lord knows there are so many people that I know and have had conversations with that they're fucking not doing that. They're not having open conversations about what they want in the bedroom. So could you imagine on Valentine's Day getting top that you don't even fucking enjoy?
That don't
Getting
sound-
some fellatio that is wiggity whack?
Listen, it wouldn't even go that far. Like either I'm gonna stop it or we're gonna make this right. You know, I mean that's just how I am. But you know what? You're funny because like there are people who don't say nothing. Mm-hmm. And that's the importance of this conversation right now.
Yeah.
It's letting people know, take a second. Talk about what you like. Talk about what you don't like. Let's get to a point where we're both in a happy space. You know?
Yes. But I think it needs to be was it Cat Williams that was like, come on, bring it in, we're gonna talk about this in the arms of comfort.
Yeah,
you have to make your partner or your significant other or the person that you're dating, you have to make them feel really comfortable that what you're going to talk about is like it's a safe space and that there's not going to be any mockery, there's not going to be any shaming. I think because it could be very uncomfortable for someone to say, I like my butt crack to get licked.
So Melissa says she'd just be laying there thinking about Napoleon Dynamite.
What? The fuck is she talking about?
Melissa, you a fool. You know that? I mean, god damn. How does like I mean, I guess that's stimulating. I don't even know
is she talking about sex?
Yeah, that's what she said. She said just be laying there thinking about Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, well, shit.
And Pedro, right? You gotta give Pedro a little love too.
Vote for Pedro.
Yeah.
Oh, she looks so cute. Our cat is over here sleeping. I'm telling you, I think it's so funny how our cats are like, it's time to go live. It's party time. She looks so cute over there. But yeah, no, I honestly think that it's really important to have just like that open dialogue with your partner or whoever the fuck it is that you want to have sex with on Valentine's Day. Like, and especially you want to make it special, you need to open that fucking door.
Literally,
okay? And talk about it. Because I feel like it's very easy for men to be pleased.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not downing a man when I say that. I just think it's easier for a man to reach orgasm and be aroused. And I do think that it takes a little bit more for women. And I do think that sometimes women are a little bit shy about talking about what their desires are.
I mean, you know, I just find it interesting that people can actually go that long without being real about.
What do you mean that long? Like, you could be dating someone for 3 months and they could potentially have had sex like 30 times and still the woman or the guy not openly say what they like.
So 3 months still might not be enough time for someone to tell somebody else, you know, that something that they're doing, that they're probably taking pride in the way that they're doing it. Obviously, that's what they know. That's all they know how to do in the way that they're doing it. So they think that they're right to tell them that they're wrong.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's some people may not be so forward, so quick to be forward about telling somebody that they're doing something wrong that is so deep and personal. So 3 months may not be enough time for some people. But we've had this conversation, and we know that there are people that have been in relationships for years and still not have openly expressed all of the things that they like to do or things that like to be done to them.
Agreed, but I disagree with you on that. For you to say that 3 months is not long enough.
For some people, I said. For some people,
okay.
it may not be long enough. Some people are not that forward.
Okay, I'm just gonna again tell you why I don't even care if it's a week.
I know you don't.
But I'm just gonna explain to you why I don't agree with someone not being comfortable expressing their desires when it comes to the bedroom, no matter how long the time is. Because if you're going to open your legs and allow a man to stick his penis inside of you, or maybe if you're in a gay relationship or whatever it is, if you're willing to have intimacy with someone, then why the fuck are you afraid to talk about what you like? You're already letting that person penetrate you.
Agreed. But
I find that to be backwards. you're allowing them to have sex with you, but
Right.
you're afraid to talk about what you like. I
Right.
could understand if it was maybe prior to the conversation, but like after, like you maybe the first time or the second time. No, why are we not doing that?
Okay, so obviously there's something that you don't fully understand because it is being done. It is a thing.
Okay.
It is happening.
Oh, of course,
Right.
I
So,
understand that.
so there's a whole side of this that you obviously can't relate to because that's just not how you do things. You know, you feel that if you're gonna go that deep and that personal with someone, then we're gonna get to know each other for real, for real.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
You know, and yeah, but that's not the case for everybody. You know, and so you know, you got people that don't speak up for themselves in many situations, and that may be one of them.
But then you're gonna let someone
Doesn't
get
mean
on
that
top of you.
so that doesn't mean that they can't have sex. You know, maybe they're okay with having sex, but not being so like demanding on the things that they want having sex. Like if they get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. You know, if some people are not okay with verbally creating an awkward situation, you know, they're more better with dealing with an awkward situation with internalizing it and just dealing with it rather than verbalizing it and it becoming a verbal thing where they have to express the way that they feel. Some people are not that they don't know themselves that well to be able to express themselves in a manner where another person can understand them and respect them, or even have a mature conversation about it where it's not an awkward and uncomfortable thing. So rather than make a situation awkward and uncomfortable, it may be easier for them to just kind of deal with the way that things are. Okay.
I mean,
And I know I know that that's Chinese to you, or just a foreign language. I didn't mean to say Chinese like Chinese is like the language, but I mean it's just
what you're saying is the reason why I have a hard time understanding that is because if a person is afraid of confrontation about engaging in sex, then maybe they shouldn't be having sex.
no, it's not that they're okay. People, there's
Especially as an adult. Like I feel like when you're maybe in your young youth, you know, maybe in like your, you know, maybe early like later teens, early 20s, when you're still trying to figure out what you enjoy, I could see that being the case where maybe you're just like, oh, I didn't like that, or but when you're comfortable with your sexuality and you know what you like, I would think that you would not be afraid to speak about what you enjoy. Am I like fucking crazy?
a little bit, and I'll tell you why. I tell you why, because you're giving a lot of credit to people when you know that there are many people that you know and you've seen that are still the same people now when they're 30 that they were when they were 15. They look the same, they dress the same, they act the same, they live the same lives. So if these people haven't evolved much since they were kids, even into adulthood, what makes you think that that personality-wise they've evolved much either? So now you, for example, you've evolved 365,000 times over since you were you know you've grown into somebody that you know that if your younger self could look at you, they'd be blown away. But you have many people who can look back 15 years and the person that's 15 years ago is practically the person that's standing right in front of them.
I understand where you're coming from. I totally understand where you're coming from.
So,
I guess what I'm saying is that it makes me sad to know that people are not finding strength in being able to speak up for themselves.
that's sad. Yeah, that I can agree with. But to wonder how it can happen, there's plenty of reasons why.
Yeah, I would agree with you. There's obviously probably plenty of reasons why a person is not doing that. I just wish that wasn't the case. I wish that people would be more comfortable. There's probably so many different reasons why that does happen. But I'm here to say, treat yourself.
Listen, if you don't get it and if you don't get it and give it to yourself, then don't expect anybody else to.
Yeah,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the
Because listen, if you getting bullshit dick or bullshit, like listen, get a vibrator or like get a they actually have those like faux vaginas, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I really wouldn't. I wouldn't know anything about them. But there's a saying that goes, closed mouths don't get fed. All right. So if you want something and it's in the bedroom and you're not getting it, it's not going to really happen if you don't open your mouth and say something.
Agreed.
You know?
I'm going to read this last comment and then we're actually going to wrap it up for the night. So Edgar says, knowledge, respect, caring, and responsibility is key for two people to be able to open up and share what he likes and don't like in the bedroom, in my opinion. And I agree with that. I agree with that comment wholeheartedly, because that's what I said in the beginning. You have to be able to create a safe space for that person to be able to open up to you. And they have to feel like what it is that they're going to tell you is not going to be frowned upon. It's going to be welcomed and going to be considered. Because if you don't make that person feel like that, then they're never going to open up to you. But then at the same time, I think that person should then evaluate their own feelings and say, I don't feel comfortable with this person to show them my true self. Maybe this is not where I should take it with them.
Yeah.
But that's just all. I mean, that's the way I look at things. I'm not perfect. I had to find my way, but I'm speaking for someone who is an adult and is, firm in their sexuality. I'll probably get dragged for that later anyway. But that actually brings us to the end of the live. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Mark, thank you so much for joining. He said he loved the stream tonight, guys. Sleep well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will. And everybody have a great fucking weekend. It's going to be brick as shit outside. I don't know where everybody is, but if you're in the tri-state area, I don't know what the weather is like in the UK, but yo, bundle up.
Listen, wherever you at, it's cuffing season.
Yo, wherever you at, treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
But with that being said, thank you so much for joining. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share our live. That's how we will continue to grow. And again, we appreciate one and all.